guys, Frank here, your virtual general aviation aviator, and today I am in the Caravan, the 675 Caravan by Ronda. Now this is not the the Grand Caravan. This is the smaller version of this aircraft, and I am at Saint Martin. I had a visitor to my channel suggest that I do a flight from St. Martin to St. Barth, and it's only a like 17 nautical mile flight. It's a real short flight, and even on even from there to another airport, which I probably won't do because I'm going to spend the bulk of my time going through the checklist, and and that's where my immersion really come in. Now, if you want to see me just take off, then I am going to include some chapters, and you can just go directly to my takeoff en route. I probably won't do an approach, but I do takeoff en route and landing. All right, so and hopefully we can do a decent landing at St. Barth. I'm not going to promise you I'm going to butter it. Um, so yeah, so let's get in the cockpit and get started on our checklist. All right, so um, first thing we want to do is our pre-flight. Now, the stuff that I need to be outside to do, I'm not going to do. In fact, I don't think this checklist actually have a lot of outside stuff, but I did do the walk around. Of course, you just saw that. All right, pilot handbook. It's on board, and control locks are removed. Parking brake is set. The yoke is here, and I have it removed. All switches should be off. Let's just check and see. Make sure everything is in the position that I want them in. And now, this aircraft, when it spun in, it tended to spawn in with everything in the off position. So that's really not that big of a deal. All right, and now I am looking for the static pressure alternate source valve, and that's right here, and that is pushed in, so it's off. Inertia separator, and it's on normal right now, but I am going to go ahead and pull it out because I want it out. Uh, Standard flight flap motor switch, guarded and normal, and that's up at the top. And those are guarded and they look okay. Oxygen supply. I'm not really going to need oxygen, so I'm not going to turn that on. Um, Fuel selective valves, make sure that they're both on. For some reason, this aircraft is spinning in with one on and one off. So really got to watch that. Weather radar is off, and air conditioner is should be off. And that should have been part of my all my switch checking. So now, and a lot of these have three-way switches. So this middle position is off. Be careful not to just pull stuff down trying to turn everything off. Okay. Air conditioner bleed air heat switch is off. See that? Emergency power lever is normal. That's this guy here. And we'll check that several times because that's really important that that's in the normal position. Trim set. Ailerons are set, and trim and rudder trim is set. And let's see, just set this, put this a little bit more in the takeoff window. All right, and firewall shut off switch is is, let's see, pull for off, so it's pushed in, and we can verify that. So that's in the right position. Cabin heat, firewall shut off. We just checked that cabin heat. Cabin heat, firewall. See, looking for the void cabin push, but everything is pushed in. So check in. And yeah, so I'm good with this. I was looking to see if I see anything that would allude to the word firewall. Um, but I know I'm in the right place because I'm checking cabin heat. All right, so battery switch can go on, and avionics 1 and 2, avionics 2 can come on. Okay, so that's 2, and we're listening for a fan. All right. Hopefully you guys can hear the fan. Turn it off. And fuel quantity. That's I'm pretty sure I got enough fuel for this trip. I got half tank on both wings, and something good there. And battery switch can go off. We'll go to the next page. All right, before starting the engine, weight and balance and pre-flight is complete. Passengers have been briefed. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be flying at approximately let's see, such a short flight at approximately 2,500 feet, and make sure that your um, seats are in the upright position, your seat belts are pulled tight and latched, and we will be um, starting the engine and taking off soon. Okay. Uh, Parking brake is set. Control is removed and disengaged. Seatbelt harness adjusted. Switches are all off. Just ran through that. Ignition switch. Go to normal. Ooh. Be careful on what you scroll the mouse on. Okay, ignition switch. So can go to normal, and it is check. Circuit breakers are all in. They're not modeled on this aircraft, so I don't have to worry about really giving them a once over. But for the sake of immersion, I could look at them. All right. Fuel tank selectors left and right are on. We already checked those, so we know that we're good there. And weather radar is off. Bleed air switch should be off. And the air, yep, the air heat is off. Cabin heat mixing. Let's get a better view of this if we can. Uh, the stuff just want to go where it want to go. Okay, yeah. All right, pushed in. So, yep, we good there. Emergency is down. Told you we'll check that several times. Power lever is on idle. And you can see idle from this side if you really look. Let's see. Yeah, there's the word idle there. Actually, I guess I'm looking kind of from the wrong side, but yeah, you can see it better now. All right. And prop control level max. Prop control level should be max. So that would be this guy here. Let's make sure. Let's look at the labels, and that that's see that's fuel control, and the prop control. lever max. Okay, well, I'm gonna send that to max. I'm hoping I got the right one. Okay, fuel condition lever is cut off. But a minute ago it said I should have that on idle. Power lever. Oh, so okay. Yep. Um, this is power. Okay, so the way this is reading, power, and then to the right um, is the lever, and that should be on idle. Okay, and then max prop should be on max. Yeah, so this is the configuration we want. Okay, and then the condition level is cut off. Fuel firewall shut off valve is pushed in, and pushed in. I believe verify that pushed in is on. So let's um, and fuel shut off pour for off. So pour for off. So pushed in is on. All right. Natural separator. We've got that. Um, we want that. The bypass push is normal and pull is on bypass. We want it on bypass. Um, even though we we don't have any moisture, I'm always cognizant about what the engine might suck in while it's on the ground. All right, battery switch can go on, and wings flaps are up, and smoking and seatbelt signs are not modeled in this aircraft. And fire detector, we're gonna test that. Hope you guys can hear that okay. Test it again. Yeah, that's better. And then the annunciator panel lamp test. Everything lit up. And this is a day flight, so I don't need that set for night. Right, so we good there. All right, now starting the engine, and we're gonna there. I could do a GPU start or a battery start, and I am gonna do the GPU start. So after I do the battery start, then I'm gonna skip following two pages and go to before taxi. I think taxiing. Okay. All right. So battery switch is on. Beacon and nav lights can come on. I've got the alpha yoke, so I'm going to use those switches to control my lights. So beacon, nav. All right, and they're both on. External power switch is off. That's this guy. It's guarded, but it is off. And I need to make sure that I got at least 20 volts. All right, so I need to take this guy and swing it down to volts. And this is the meter for whatever this functions with. So 1, 2, and 3 volts. And the inside ring reads the volts 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So it looks like I've got about 26 volts maybe. So yeah, I'm good on that. Battery switch can go off. And auxiliary power unit GPU. Um, Shucks. You know what, guys? I'm on the wrong checklist. That's why I was wondering why I was turning my battery off. Let's see. Let me go back one. Battery, beacon, vote, 24. Yeah, I'm good there. Emergency, power lever, uh, normal. Yep, we've checked that. This will be um, the third or fourth time we've checked it. I think it's the third time. Annunciator. I didn't turn the battery back on. Annunciator for the emergency power lever should be off, and it is. Okay. All right, guys, we're going to clear left, clear right, and just out of way I learned in my 172 days. Pop clear. All out. All right, so a lot of things are going to happen, and I've been through this 3 or 4 times, and I can't talk and do all the monitoring and everything that I need to do at the same time. But but first of all, we go ahead and turn our fuel boost pump to on. Okay, and it's three-way switch, so it's up to on. All right, auxiliary fuel pump needs to go on, and the auxiliary fuel should be down here also. Auxiliary fuel. Okay. All right, so battery, fuel boost, starter, ignition, standby power, generator. Auxiliary fuel annunciator out. No, quit 5 minutes before the miracle. Needs to be on, and it is. Okay. Fuel pressure low, annunciator should not be on, and it's not. No fuel flow. Fuel flow is 0. Right, and now, okay. So I got A, B, and C. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna when I hit that starter switch, then I am gonna turn my, let's see, when I hit that starter switch, start and observe, ignition on. So that's gonna be one of these annunciators. I don't see it, but it's gonna light up. Gotta be overlooked. Ignition on, so that's that green one there. And oil pressure, I need to make sure that my oil pressure comes up over here. And once my NG, which is T prop NG right here, get over 12%, over this tick mark right here, or just under 20%, then I can come down and give it some move this to low idle, move it to about right here, this condition lever that you see, lower right hand, move that to about right here. And I need to check that I'm getting at least 80 to 110 pph on the fuel flow. So I should be able to observe that up in here. So it should be somewhere around the 1. And I also want to make sure that my ITT does not go over this red tick line. And once my NG get up to 52%, then I can shut my starter switch off. Okay, so that's a lot. Actually, it's not a lot. Just seems like a lot when you are doing it for the first time. So starter switch. Starter switch can go on. Ignition can go on, and oil pressure is coming up. Let's see. And NG is over 12%. Fuel can go to low idle. Okay, fuel flow is coming up. ITT is coming up. It didn't peak out. I've got my fuel flow right where it needs to be, and I'm gonna put my headphones on. All right, so we got a good start, guys. I can Now turn off the starter switch. And I always have to look to make sure I got the right switch. I don't bigger. I don't really know them all by heart at this time. Up a little bit and bring that down, and that's a three-way switch, so I want to make sure I don't bring it down but one notch. And engine instruments check. All right, so I'm gonna start here. I got some foot-pound torque. I got props. I've got ITT in the green. I've got NG in the green, over 52%. I got oil pressure in the green. I got positive fuel flow, and I still got half a tank of gas. So I am cooking with gas. All right, generators can come. Annunciator should be off. See, generator annunciator is off, and fuel boost switch can go to normal. Okay, I think it might. Okay, so it's on. Bring it down to normal, and the auxiliary fuel pump annunciator should be off. Let's see. Fuel boost switch norm. Auxiliary fuel pump on. Annunciator should be off, right? So I'm not checking. That's not checking off for me. Okay, so you know why? Because I hit the ignition. I turned the ignition off, so I'm just going to turn that back on and go back up here and grab the fuel. That's why I say I gotta remember to read these bottom ones, because I don't. My muscle memory is not set up for this aircraft yet. All right, so that should be norm, and now it the 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 uh, auxiliary fuel pump annunciator is off, so I'm good. Standby power switch. Standby power switch can go off. All right. I didn't turn it on. I don't think I had anything to tell me to turn it on. Okay, it is off, but I think what they want me to do is check to see that this standby electric power in op is on, which it is, so I'm good there. Avionics 1 and 2 can come on. All right, 1, 2. All right, see that the Garmin is tied to avionic bus 1, so that's just good to know. And the suction is positive, and cabin heat vent and defrosting as desired. This is always a good time to check my ADAS when I see radios as required. Okay, so I'm gonna go here and get my frequency. That's why I like the GTN. There we go. And St. Marteen. All right, ADAS is 127.65. That's already in the box. And I'm not going to do clearance tower. It's 118.7. And approach is 118.7. Okay, so let's go ahead and listen to our ADAS.
Princess Juliana INTL Information Tango. 2100 Zulu weather. Wind 140 at 6. Visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 1500 few. Temperature 30. Dew point 24. Altimeter 3000. Arriving runway 28. Departing runway 28. Advise on initial contact you have Tango.
Tango. All right, so we're on 28 rather than 10. So winds of 140 at 6. Now 140 at 6 is 28 don't make sense, because 140 is much closer than 20. Let's see. 140 would be about right here. So winds from here at 6 and runway 100 would be about right here, and 28 would be way over here. So I'm gonna use one. Yeah, I think ADAS. You know, sometimes the sim ADAS just don't get stuff right, and I think it's just not getting it right. Okay, so we're gonna amend this to 10, and we'll tell the tower that we want 10. Okay, so provided the winds are correct. All right, so we got that sorted. All right, and now we're going on to taxiing. Okay, so I do believe. Oh, that's loud. Turn that down a little bit for you guys. All right, so I do believe that the it's so loud that I can't think. Now, what is it that I do believe? I do believe that we are ready to go, ready to go. All right, so um, turn to the tower frequency. This back. This tower is 118.7. So let's flip that in. And St. Marteen Tower Caravan 222 X-Ray Whiskey is taxiing to runway 28. I know that is not right, but that's the way we're doing it. All right, so one of the things that we want to do is taxi lights on. Okay, and it's getting a little dark. And brakes check. Okay, so let's release these brakes. Both brakes. Right brake, left brake. All right, brake check. Stop. Flight instruments check. And let's turn on some lights. Okay. I've never had an occasion to turn the lights on this plane. So this is a first for me. All right, so I did see them glow up when I turned them. So maybe you guys can see. Let's see if I can turn them up a little bit more. All right. And I'm not sure what this right here pertain to. Floodlights. So I'm thinking that they may be kind of some recessed lights that would light up the entire panel, but I'm not sure. Anyway, one thing that's not in here that I do want to check is the beta range. So let's run through a beta check right quick. Yep, beta works. And back to normal. All right. All right, so we are ready to taxi. We taxi into runway 10. All right, so that's so loud. Let's get the lay of the land here. All right, so let's see, preview. So for 10, looks like we're gonna tax it up from, let's see now, if we're over here, yeah, so we're gonna taxi to the right to get 10. There's a sign, so that's consistent. That's cross check. All right, so let's make this smaller. Now, if I was trying to move it, it would, if I was trying to move it, let's see. If I was trying to move it, it would be getting smaller. All right, so how do you, uh, there we go. All right, so let's get rid of this guy. And let's find our yellow brick road. Now, on this runway, I do believe, let's traffic here. I do believe that we're going to have to do some back taxing. Get all the way to 10. Actually, that might be St. Barths that I'm thinking about, where we have the back taxi. All right. So, getting our taxi on, guys. Yay. Nav lights are on, beacon are on, strobes are off, landing lights are off. See if we can't pick up that yellow brick road here. Yeah, I think it's the, I think we are going to, see. Okay, winds are coming this way. Yeah, we do want 10. Because if we, see, now, fortunately I did a test flight, so I'm a little bit familiar with the runway. Otherwise, I wouldn't know how to get to the other end of the runway without hard for me to do two things at once, like taxi, talk to you guys, and trying to figure out if I'm doing the right thing. I wouldn't know how to get to the other end of the runway if I hadn't did a test flight on this runway. Even though the GTN don't show me a taxiway. Let's see. Trying to bring up for a flight, see if it shows any taxiway designations, and it does not. Share for a flight with you guys for a second. So yeah, there's for a flight. And as you can see, it's getting dark on us. I had hoped this would not be a night flight. I am doing real time, and it is 6:30 p.m. Eastern. We are a time zone or two ahead. So should be the taxi a little bit faster, right? These passengers want to get there. Now, I wish that I had a beta indicator on this aircraft. And I wonder if there is a beta. All right, here's my hold short. And let's point the aircraft here. I don't want to blow FOD debris down the runway. I don't think there's anything behind me. All right, so let's set our brakes. And let's go to the next checklist. All right. Now, make this bigger. All right, before takeoff, parking brake is set. Seat belts, harnesses, shoulders are shoulder harness, a secure flight controls. Let's see, let's turn them on. Box those, and they are free and correct. And since we are in a sim and can do this. Oh, did I lose my brake? I believe I did. Set the brake there. Go back out here. All right. So, yep. Fear boost is, make sure that's normal, and it is. I wonder if the lights will, what set of lights will light those up. See, let's try reading the labels on them. All right, lower panel, overhead panel, and so we'll turn those on up. Right light panel or FLT panel, and it said right. Okay, left. Yeah, so that's pilot side. And yes, I think I got everything turned up as much as I can. All right, so fuel that is on normal. Fuel selectives are on both tanks, and fuel quantity is still good and holding. Firewall shut off is fully in. Elevators are still trimmed. I tell you what I want to do though. I want to go ahead and put in a quick flight plan. This is going to be direct, so this is a good time to do this. At waypoint, and that's Tango, Foxtrot, Juliet, Barths, and 17.7 nautical miles. And we are going to, let's see, where's my autopilot? Let's go ahead and set that up. I'll set that for 2,500. And vertical speed. We'll set 500. Okay, and we'll set vertical speed for 11. All right, and we'll go back here, get our map out, and make sure our CDI is on GPS, and we'll set GPS on nav, and we've got our GPS set up. All right. That's not in the checklist. That's why I thought I'd go ahead and do it now while I was thinking about it. And then I'm going to do a quick run up here. See, so what we want to do is set this guy to 400 and check our suction. So go up to 500 and it should drop down to about 400. There we go. Check out suction. Suction looks good. It's about 4.4 or 4.5. Yeah, about 4.3. Suction gauge check. Votes. Vote check. Let's see. Vote ammeter. Check and return selected to battery. So I got 28 volts roughly, and battery is charging slightly. Boost pressure switch auto then release. Now this is checking the ice boots. I don't need them, but just for the sake, I'm gonna go through it here. So go to auto, and within 3 seconds, I should get a indicator, and that should cycle 3 times because I got 3 separate boots. Um, and that's my third time there, and it won't cycle anymore. Okay, now manual check. So I'm gonna pull it down, and within 99 seconds, it should come on, and then release, and it goes off. So 6 seconds actually. Inertial separator is on. That's what I want. Bypass engine check. Instruments look good. Everything is in the green. Prop is pretty high, but I got it set at max, which is what I speed. Okay, this is my first flight today, so I'm gonna check that overspeed governor. And when I press this, it should drop, the prop should drop down to about 16. Let's see. There we go. And it says hold. And I want to advance the power lever. So I'm holding it. Take the power lever on up. Power lever control, max. And yep, so that's working. And then I'm gonna bring it back down to idle. All right, so I think looks good here. All right. Standby power system check. By power. Let's see. Standby power goes on. Generator load should be approximate. Should be 30 amps greater. And amps is this outside. And looks that's 50, so that's about 45. So about 46 amps. I'm good there. And volt, out and volt should be around 0, and then down to volt, and the volt out meter. Select alt and verify near 0. It didn't say anything about volts, so yeah, I'm good. All right, and then next page. I want to go back to battery, but let's see. Okay, do have a page 2. Generator switch trip. I do know that's here. All right, so on the trip it and check the out volts. Check for all amps and 28 volts. All right, so trip. Check for all amps. Okay, so I do have all amps and 28 volts. I do have. Okay, so I'm good there. And standby electric power annunciator should be on. And it is. Okay. And hit the reset switch. All right, go the right way here. All right, so I did the reset, and all my annunciators are off. Standby electric power annunciator, check that it's off. Volt amp selector switch, return it back to battery. Okay, so it did tell me to do that. And standby power switch should go back on, and with no annunciator. Standby power should go. Oh, it is already on. Okay, and I don't have an annunciator. Okay, autopilot verify, and I don't have a way to verify that without messing up my trim, so I'm just gonna move forward. If you guys know of a better, shucks, I hate when I leave this 4Flight app on, guys. My bad. if you guys know a better way to check the the um, the autopilot for this aircraft, let me know. A way to test it without having. If I engage it, then that's gonna the aircraft is gonna spin the trims to where the autopilot think it's gonna should be to maintain whatever it's trying to maintain anyway. Um, Propeller anti-ice and pre-flight check. So the only thing we're going to do here, we're actually going to pay attention to this one, and we're going to put it on auto. Let's see, auto, and we're in the green. Auto and in the green, and I guess technically it wants us to check for 90 seconds. And then we'll switch it to manual. And it's still in the green. All right. And then switch it off. And it's out of the green. So yeah, we're happy with that. Pitot heat is not needed because we've got pretty good outside air. I mean, it's the outside air is actually I'd need pitot heat if I was at around here and I'm at what 30 28 degrees Celsius or something. So it's pretty warm. Or 82, 80, 85 degrees Fahrenheit. Avionics and radar weather check, so I can actually turn this guy on and not picking up any weather. Do the map, and I'm gonna have to fly this guy in some weather so I can see how it works. Okay, flight director. Hmm. Button do. I don't know because my AP. Yeah, I'm not sure what that does. Or why that's eliminated. Okay, but anyway, I don't want to get too distracted. Okay, so let's go ahead and line up. And I'm still on the tower frequency. Still don't see anything behind me. And so hold my brakes, get them off. St. Martin Tower, Caravan 222, Whiskey X-ray is holding at runway 10, ready to depart to the east. Coming in. Clear for takeoff, runway 10, Caravan 222, X-ray Whiskey. I can't remember if it's Whiskey X-ray or X-ray Whiskey. I can't see. Okay, strobe lights can go on. Landing lights can go on. Annunciators all extinguished are considered. Wing flaps can go to 10. For this aircraft, don't need 20. So let's go back up, make sure we got 10 dialed in. And we don't have the Grand Caravan cabin heat mixing. Let's see, so that's pushed in. Yep, so we're good there. Windows are closed, brakes released, and we are ready to go. All right, so what we want to do is on takeoff, we want to rotate at 70, and we'll climb out at about 80 to 95, and we will retract our flaps at 95, at or above 95. Okay. So let's make this happen. All right, high idle on that prop, on that condition level. Lined up here. Set my heading. And set the transponder, altitude reporting. And we'll go ahead and do VFR and let's make this happen. Rotate at 70. So a 70 rotate. And climb out at about 85. All right, 95. Flaps up. And get back on course there. And there's our normal takeoff with 1,000 feet to go. And let's go ahead and engage our autopilot and turn on course. Autopilot is set for 1,100 feet a minute. And ice protection as required. Lights. Turn the landing and taxi lights off. Pitot heat. And because we're in clouds, we'll leave that inertia separator turned on. Airspeed. Pull it back. Great deal. And get our, see, we are in cruise. Yep. So let's transition to cruise here. And ice protection is not required. Pitot heat is not required. Prop is at a good level. And set by the tables, but we're not going to use tables for such a short flight. Okay, and so yeah, we are in cruise, guys. There are those cockpit lights. All right. Right. So next page. Descent. Ice protection as required. Pitot heat not required. Smoking seatbelts is not applicable. Altimeter. Let's get a ATIS while we're en route.
Princess Juliana INTL information Tango.
Still got Tango.
2100 Zulu weather.
So
wind 140 at 6. Visibility.
So Tango was 140 at 6. Visibility was greater than 10, and altimeter 24, 30, 24, 3000. You know what? I don't know if I ever even set the altimeter. I have to always set it over here first. 1015. And all right, so let's start our descent. Actually, I want to turn slightly south. So let's set that guy and move it to here. So we are strictly VFR on this landing. All right, so let's change our head. This thing here, the autopilot to heading. Let's change our altitude to 1,000, and let's go vertical. I can't see. Vertical speed, and let's bring it down 700 feet a minute, and let's see what's happening in our cockpit. Looks like it's being compliant. All right, so I'm gonna pull our prop back and gonna do a glance test. Gas, lights, and the lights can come on. And let's see, get rid of this guy because I need to be able to see that runway. And this is where I always abandon my checklist. There's my runway right here. Yeah, this is my airport. And so get in the flap range. And I'm way high, but do flaps 10. And all right, so at this point, guys, it's my airplane. All right, so I'm gonna kill my autopilot. I'm gonna kill my yaw damper and flight director. I don't know if I have a yaw damper. I do. And I'm gonna take off my flight director. All right, so that didn't. So now I need to look. I need to look and see what I'm doing. All right, so okay. So I'm at 1,000. So I'm at pattern, where I want to be, and I'm looking for that runway. 500. Now, ForeFlight just told me I'm at 500 AGL, but the aircraft is telling me I'm at 1,000. So the altimeter that's in the sim and what's in the real world is not quite lining up. All right, so I see my runway. So I'm gonna turn on my taxi lights, and all right, I'm gonna go another 10 flaps 20, and okay, so I'm not lined up at all. So it's hard to do this landing. It's hard to land at this runway in the daytime, let alone at night. So I'm at 80 knots. Get trimmed up here. And this is this is bonkers, because I cannot see where I'm at. All right, so flaps up for power, and I want to get up, and this is St. Barths, guys, so before I can do a night landing, I need to master day landings at St. Barths, because that's one of those airports that that would kill you in real life, let alone film. Well, it won't. Well, you get the idea. It's a hard airport to land at. Okay, so I am gonna come back around and try it again. I could have did a visual on the GPS, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cheat, and I'm gonna change the time to daytime, dusk or something, because I am not gonna risk trying to land this guy at night just yet. Not without not without more experience. Right. So let's get turned. Let's get turned. And whoa, I'm way too high, but that gives me a good, being high gives me a good view of everything that I need to see. So I think this is my runway right up in here for a flight is bothering me that my sync rate is way too high. And yeah, so again, let's see. Actually, I'm trying to land on on 10, and I'm coming in on 28. So, so yeah, uh, I'm not even coming around the way that I should be. Um, so okay, I'm at pattern and at 1,000. So let's level out here. Bring that power back. Still got um, 4 props in. Put it back just so it's just out of the red. And all right. And I'm gonna get over the island and come in and try to get lined up. All right. So let's see if we can fly 280. There's 280. You can see the trim wheel turn a little bit as I try to trim to hold my altitude. Have to push on the, all right. If I was supposed to be holding 280, then I completely, okay, so I'm at 1,000 and go ahead and make this turn. Okay, so I think, guys, what I want to do is come in over this hill. So this would mean I'm on base. And yeah, there's my runway. So I'm gonna turn the final now. Not making any calls. All right. 90 knots. Throw in some flaps. Check my flap lever up. You know, I didn't raise my flaps when I went around. So So I'm still at flaps 20. I'm gonna hold at flaps 20 and come in. All right, I'm at I'm showing 700. Try to get it lined up. And once I get over that hill, I want to drop another notch of flaps. All right. Trim. 80 knots. Trim. All right. Final notch of flaps. Power out. Hard landing. Plunk it down. Ooh. Shucks, I'm trying to get beta. I'm all over the runway. Okay. So that's what I mean about not having a beta indicator. And so there's my beta. But anyway, guys, it was a harrowing landing for my passengers. Looks like I'll be cleaning up some throw up, but they are on the ground. No damage to body. Might be a little damage to the aircraft. I have to go back and do a replay, but you know, this is one of those airports that it takes some practice to be able to land good on. So let's pause here and see how this landing actually looked. All right, so we'll start from right here. Get out of the aircraft. Yeah, we were high. I should have been, that's why I had such a hard landing. I was just too high. I was worried that I might have had a wing strike, but no wing strike. Runway incursion. But it's well documented that this sim is a lot harder to manage. All right, let's go to condition flight idle. This sim is a lot harder to manage. Got a beta here. On the ground and than in real life. So in real life, taxiing these aircraft is not as hard as it is in the sim. So I give myself a break for having a runway incursion. The BP colors. And I believe this is default. I don't recall installing any custom scenery for this airport. But it's hard to believe that it's got to be custom because look at the police lights. Even though I don't recall installing any. We'll go up here Let's see if we got any other traffic that's in the air. I don't see anything in the air. So I don't have to worry about something trying to another aircraft trying to land while I back taxi. Okay, so checklist. That back up. Uh, General show checklist and after landing flaps up. Okay, ice protection off and not used. Standby power switch can go off. I'm gonna stop here. Okay. Strobe lights can go off. Landing lights can go off. Taxi lights on. And we're already at low level on the condition. Better make this turn. And we'll park right up in here. All right. Shut down and secure. Okay, so all right, let's see how we park. Not bad. All right, so park and brake can get set. Avionics switches can go off. Standby power is already off. Fuel boost switch can go off. Bleed air can go off. We didn't have any bleed air on because we didn't need heater. And power lever can go to idle, which it already is. ITT is stabilized. And can feather this prop all the way down. We see our prop speed dropping. And fuel condition level can go off. Here's our engine. Oxygen supply, we didn't use oxygen. Light switches can go off. And turn off that nav that was still on. And, of course, we still got all these cockpit lights on. Turn those down. Battery switch can go off. And your tank selectors can go off. All right. And tie downs, chucks, and external covers as required. All right. So we are parked, and that does it for this flight, guys. I enjoyed it. And yeah, maybe at some point I'll be able to make a night flight into this airfield. I really do need the practice coming in a little lower. I need to find out what altitude I should be at coming over that hill. I believe I heard someone say it was 600 or maybe 400, maybe even 200. I don't know. If let's see, yeah, probably maybe even 100. Say that's just it. I haven't a clue. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. And if you like this video, please give me a like. If you haven't subscribed, please do a subscription. And until next time,
Y'all come back now, dear.